Happy Wednesday, guys. Mike Norris here. Going to talk to you today about feedback loops, which are an absolutely essential part of marketing. So, to get started, basically, if you're still doing the same marketing tactics that you were doing 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and you haven't changed them, you're going to want to take a second look at them. And a great way to do that would be with feedback loops, which is something you want to implement with any new campaign that you do going forward. So what a feedback loop is, it's essentially, instead of just taking something, setting it in place, letting it ride out into the sunset, and gathering up the results at the end, what you want to do is set checkpoints throughout to look at the data that you're gathering and then make tweaks and changes to it. So any good performance measurement process really revolves around setting standards from the onset. So what you want to do, and this kind of relates to our last video where we talked about SMART goals, you're going to want to specify what your goals are overall before you start. After that, you're going to want to specify the data that you need to draw meaningful conclusions. So identify exactly what those metrics are going to be. Let's say you need cost per conversion of $20. If you're hitting something that's $50, then you're gonna have the data that you need to draw a meaningful conclusion on that, and then be able to take action. So specify the data you need to draw conclusions, accrue that data, so set it in motion, allow the data to come in, evaluate that data as planned on the timeline that you planned on evaluating it on. Don't do it sooner. It might be, if you set something in action and 1-2 days go by, you're not getting the results you want, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Your sales cycle is probably longer than that, first of all. Your campaigns, if you're running anything that's automated, are going to take a little bit of time for the AI to catch up, the machine learning, all that kind of stuff. It takes a little bit of time to learn. So don't jump the gun. Set an exact amount of time, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, at which you're going to look at all that data and reassess and stick to that timeline. So specify the data you need, accrue that data, evaluate that data as planned, and then last but not least, take action. So specify what kind of actions you're going to take before you even get started. If this happens, then we're going to do this. That's how you should look at it. Set up those if-then situations beforehand. I know it takes a little bit more time on the initial side, but that way everyone is on the exact same page. Hey, we're seeing this. This is how we're going to combat that problem. And then you go ahead and you put that back in motion. You run the feedback loop again. You get those results from that test that you ran. And then you go ahead and you do that again. And you just continuously do that. And over time, what you're going to get is a much more well-oiled machine that's much more efficient, that spends your money more efficiently, and that ultimately brings you a better ROI and better profits at the end of the day, hopefully. So that's how you use feedback loops in your marketing, and it's just an essential piece. Make sure you're doing it. Happy Wednesday. Thank you.